In today's video, we will be counting down the two most fastest, most intelligent racers of the Cars franchise from 2006 to 2017. Technically, Jackson Storm from 2017's Cars 3 versus Francesco Bernoulli from 2011's Cars 2. Both of these racers are fast, but who is the fastest? In this video, we will be counting down downwind speed, turning, sharp swiftness, and more to determine who would be the fastest racer in the world when it comes to facing off with Lightning McQueen. So who is faster? Let's find out in today's video. Number 1, intelligence. Before we kick off today's video, we need to determine who has the most vulnerable intelligence to become one of the most ultimate racers in the world. So who technically is better at racing? Well, both of these racers are extremely fast. Like Francesco Bernoulli said in Cars 2, he is capable of reaching speeds up to 310 kilometers an hour. That is fast if you talk to my speed at least. Jackson Storm, who was determined in Cars 2, can almost reach speeds up to 245 miles an hour. But some people in the movie said that he can only reach speeds up to 210 miles per hour. But we probably think he wasn't even trying that hard. Because one of the clips from the movie, we saw that his racing data said that he could top speeds out at 245 miles an hour. This one is really close if you ask me. But who is technically faster when it comes to racing intelligence? Or who is better at racing? If we compare both of these racers side by side, we see that Francesco's tires have no, structure around them, like Jackson's. Jackson is a next-generation racer who appeared in 2017's Cars 3, like I said at the beginning of this video. He races for Igniter and is the number 20, or in this case, 2.0. Francesco Bernoulli raced for no team, but he is from one country, Italy. You can tell because of his colors and such on him. He wears the number 1 and was Lightning McQueen's rival in Cars 2. But throughout the movie, they kind of become friends a little bit. But by judging Francesco Bernoulli's speed and aerodynamics, we can tell that he's really, really fast. But who comes in intelligence? Well, if we place both of them side by side, we see that Jackson has a more smoother model than Francesco's. Francesco's model is more like a bumpy structure. Jackson's is more of a smooth structure. And we can both place their tires side by side too. Who has more gripping power on the ground? Well, judging from the tires, we see that Jackson Storm's tires are bigger than Francesco Bernoulli's tires. So who comes out in this edge? Well, by judging our data, we see that the most likely racer to come out in racing intelligence would be Jackson Storm in this case. Edge, Jackson Storm. Number 2, corporal build. Now, who is designed more for racing? Well, when we kicked off the battle intelligence, now we have to determine the corporal build between these two racers. By putting their structures on this ground right here, Francesco Bernoulli's model is more of a most likely designed car, which came before the NASCARs, way before actually, and are still around today actually. So Francesco Bernoulli's model is like that, and he has a really flat side too, capable of making wind go under him instead of like pushing him going back. So Francesco Bernoulli's model isn't that great, but it helps him reach really, really, really amazing speeds. Impressive speeds, if you ask me. If we take a look at Jackson Storm's model, he's a next-generation racer, and we see that he also has a smooth side, too, in case the wind goes under him. not like pushing him, like I said with Bernoulli. And we can see that the arrow points downward. But basically Jackson Storm has less weight distribution, less than McQueen, so which causes him to go faster. This one is really close if you ask me. But by judging our data side by side, we see that Francesco Bernoulli has the better edge of coming in the corporal build. Edge, Francesco Bernoulli. Number 3, turning. This one is probably going to be the most important in this video. Who is better at turning? Well, we can observe some footage from these racers to find out who can be basically the best turner in this situation if this racing went on to a 1v1. By observing when Jackson Storm passed Lightning McQueen in the movie, we see that he just stayed upright while going into the high turn in turn number 3 and 4. Or no, turn number 1 and 2. So we can tell that Jackson Storm's speed and turning is pretty much close. Now, from observing Francesco Bernoulli's speeding, we can tell by when he came this way in the movie Cars 2, when he and McQueen were heading into turn 1, we saw that he basically had to straighten out his tires a little bit and wobble them around to get in the correct position for going into the great turn. Francesco Bernoulli is good at turning, but unfortunately, we caught some footage of him. By observing this footage right here, we see that he kind of swerved a little bit going into turn 1, battling McQueen in that case. But this one is still really close if you ask me. So, who technically takes the edge in this scenario? Well, by compiling all of our data from the turning distribution right here, we see that Jackson Storm has the better edge when it comes to turning in this case. Now we are ready to determine who the winner was, and I don't have to explain speed because I explained that at the beginning. Francesco Bernoulli, in his case, takes the edge in corporal build, and most likely, just corporal build. Jackson Storm, on the other hand, wins the edge in intelligence and turning. By compiling all of our data together, we determine that Francesco Bernoulli is most likely to win in a 1v1 case in this battle. How is this possible? Well, think about it. He reaches speeds up to 310 kilometers an hour, and that is fast. While Jackson Storm speed is only 245 miles an hour, so 310 is basically faster. Now you know who would most likely win in a 1v1 race. Edge, winner, Francesco Bernoulli. Thank you for watching this video. Remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and tell me in my notifications what more you want to see from this. We'll see you next time. I'm Carter Willingfish, host of Shark Adventures, and I will see you all next time. Peace!